Lundon Calling, show number 13, lucky number 13 of the London Bridge Talk Show, where we bridge the gaps with 3 generations of Gabby gays. And building the generation gaps are your hosts, Sean Chandler, Donny Winter, and Ace Lundon. And as the elder at age 80, I shall moderate the show with Sean at age, he's over the hill, 50, and Donny at age, let's say, I think 26 or 7, somewhere in those miserable 20s. Let's see how the generations think, folks. Welcome to the show. Please fasten your seatbelts because we have no scripts and no topic is taboo. And we warn you in advance, well, most of the time I do, but once in a while I forget, that we have potty mouths. And I say, oh, shit. Okay, well, there it is. So you have to be careful. There is so much good in the worst of us and so much bad in the best of us. It is hard to tell which of us ought to reform the rest of us. I don't know that I want Sean to reform me. Hello, Sean. Hello, Donny.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Hi, listeners.
Yes. Oh, dear, folks. Well, let's see. Sitting on the hillside, a-peeking through the grass, and down came a billy goat, sliding on his overcoat. I just love poetry. I love poetry. Anyway, you laugh, Donny. That's such an old one.
I've never heard that before.
Really?
No.
It's where you take effective use of the word of the pause when you're looking at the punctuation mark on it. Pause and then overcoat.
How about billion?
Oh, guys, I have been wondering about all the elderly who seem to have become senile and forgetful. We all know who they are. And I'm wondering about me now at 80. Will I become forgetful? Or what'll I remember, What if I get that old-timer's disease? It could happen. But I've been thinking about that, and Sean, I've been so happy that you and I did the Empty Closet series, because if I start forgetting things, and I feel like I am, we'll just go back to that show, and I'll learn all about myself once again, about the things that I may have forgotten, because you did a great job on that, Sean, in pulling all of the information out of me.
I'm sorry. What was that? What?
I know. I paid you a compliment. I paid you a compliment, my dear.
I'm sorry. What show are we talking about? I completely forgot about it.
Oh, the Empty Closet series. Yes, folks, and you can listen to all of those too.
Thank you, Donny, for getting it.
Oh, he did. He did his horse snort laugh.
Thank you, Ace. That was very nice. I appreciate the compliment. Of course I remember.
Yes.
I was cracking a joke about my own old-timer's disease going on.
Okay. Well, folks, my life began with music. So I have to go back now to see where I've been coming from. I grew up listening to my grandmother Ida's old cylinder machine, and I wanted to become another Enrico Caruso. He was on one of the cylinders. And the first time I heard it, I fell in love with that voice. And I wanted to be an opera singer. This is when I was young. And when my cousins and us all got together, and whether it was at Aunt Minnie's, Aunt Mattie's, at Cousin Iona's, or our place, all of the places have pianos in the Midwest. Well, we did anyway. And when we'd get together, all of us young ones around my age, etc., we'd gather around the piano in the living rooms. And we'd be singing for hours and hours and hours, sometimes into the wee hours. And most kids had been in bed by that time. But we were singing music, music, music. My life was filled with music. And Aunt Minnie and Aunt Mattie and Mother and Cousin Dione would be playing the piano, taking turns and singing. And it'll be her turn, your turn. We'd all sing, but it was music. What a memory I have with that. I hope I never forget that, because those were absolutely wonderful times. When I left home after high school at age 17, I knew it was then finally up to me to support myself with food, clothing, shelter, and transportation. Oh, Donny, you've been going through that recently, haven't you? Because you're so young. Mm-hmm. So, well, without all that support, I would not be able to create my career, and I was set. I left home 3 days after being graduated from high school. I could hardly wait to get away from home. And looking back at it now, I wanted to see how I could create my career. I set out doing it. And I worked my ass off, guys. I did. But I'm glad I got that memory now. And what crazy hell I went through back in that day. Even though I was just a teenager at the time, it included blackmail. This little old farm boy from South Dakota was blackmailed as a teenager. And that really did change my life. My search for a career had hit like a brick wall almost. And it brought me to another space in my life that I never dreamed about. Robbery and armed robbery. All the while working on creating my vocal career. I did create that career as Don Adrian, the boy with the champagne voice, and no one knew my life reality. No one knew why I was being blackmailed, etc., or that I was robbing an armed robbery. I was actually living the life of that old TV show, what was it called? Was it? I led 3 lives. Yeah. Boy, I could relate to that. I had never dreamed of myself being an armed robber. You may never dream of yourself being something when you're young, and then it happens. It was a reality. It was also at the same time when I had a repertoire of 312 songs. I actually had memorized 312 lyrics. And now I've basically dismissed from my memory all those lyrics because they are no longer needed to be remembered, I guess. I call it, maybe you call it senility. I call it dismissal of memories we no longer need to hold on to and remember. 312 songs. Most of them I can't remember. I might remember a few dozen. And were thought of as being senile, when reality is that we just don't care at all to remember something that we don't need anymore, so we dismiss it, like all of the songs. So maybe senility is only the dismissal of what one needs not to remember any longer because it's superfluous. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Well, guys, that's my little lesson for the day.
That's this show's homily.
Yes.
But Ace, didn't you, if I remember correctly, when you were going through that period of time and you were working at an Italian restaurant,
yeah,
while that was happening,
I had that plus, yeah.
Well, didn't you sing opera at the restaurant too?
Well, a light opera.
Yeah, like you would sing for the customers.
Yeah, I since I was involved with the restaurant, it was Italian, and believe it or not, we had a little old piano in there, one of those upright pianos, and I'm working my ass off in the restaurant saying, aren't there such things as Italian singing waiters? And so I talked to Frank and Mary about it, and she said, and Frank said, That'd be a good deal. He says, all our relatives would love it, and they're, really Italian. And so we got a pianist to come in. Matter of fact, he was the one that did Campbell's Pork and Beans ads on radio back then. Anyway, he came in, and I would walk around with the trays and take care of the tables and everything, but I'd be singing, who knows what song, Ave Maria or whatever, and the people loved it. But I did too. I loved it. I never dreamed of doing something like that, and that was fun. So there again, that's another thing. When you're young, do the things that you like, that are fun, because when you get to be my age and this generation, that's what you end up remembering, as long as you don't have old-timers disease. Mm-hmm.
Well, if I could make an observation, and Donny would probably relate to this too, at this point in time, we are absolutely inebriated with information 24/7.
Yes.
So what with Facebook and the internet and Twitter and Instagram and 24-hour news, it just seems like there's only so much room that you have in your head to be able to. I know they always say we only use 10% of our brains and all that business, but we just have so much coming at us that there's no way that you could just retain all of it. We're not. I don't know. That's how I feel. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, enough.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
Well, that and our access to information also contributes to that. Since, I know I've had discussions about this in my classes, how we've discussed the fact that since information is so easy to come by, that we often don't really make the effort to remember things, like phone numbers, for example. Most people don't really remember phone numbers anymore, and the weird thing is, I grew up before cell phones became super popular, so I do remember memorizing phone numbers, so I can remember all the phone numbers from when I was a kid.
Yeah. But
now I can't remember phone numbers other than my parents and mine and my grandmother's.
Yeah.
Three more than I remember. It's true.
I used to remember phone numbers too, because in personal management work, and you had so many people to call all the time. Man, I had to memorize all those numbers. Now I can't hardly tell anyone what my own phone number is.
Well, didn't you use a Rolodex when you were?
Oh, I had a Rolodex too. Matter of fact, two huge Rolodexes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would remember the numbers.
Yeah, we do have so much information coming at us all the time that it's just, you have to pick and choose what you're going to focus on anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. What's priority, and what can be dismissed from our minds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes room for more poop up there.
More poop. Are we PG in this show? Usually you'd say shit, but...
Well, I was thinking of my Aunt Petunia down in Alabama, and I said poop.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about getting old?
Does it deal with masturbation at all?
Oh, well, that didn't take long. Let's see. How long have you been working in the show? Okay.
Long.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Oh, you're just having, an effect on Donny, Ace. Long.
He's so young, his mind is being warped.
Oh, Ace, I need to fan myself over here.
And I forewent, when you said we would hire a pianist, I forewent my penis reference, so see what I'm dealing with here, please. It's tough to be the middle child.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I picked up this article today on Advocate.com, and it's an op-ed piece. And it's called, "Can Gay People Ever Master Aging Gracefully?" And it's in one of the lines. Who is this by? It's by a guy named Kurt Neese, and one of the lines is, "The quest for graceful aging and a salient belief in the truth of inner beauty is officially urgent. Code red, this is not a drill." So take a deep breath, ignore most of the new music, most of the fashions, and all the teenage supermodels. Pay no attention to the economic demographics that conspire to make you last year's iPhone before it's even released. Remind yourself that getting older is an honor and a privilege. Also know that's BS, but it's the kind of BS you must work with. These are the options. You get older or don't. You know.
Well, I like that, John. I'd like to believe that I am aging gracefully. I'd like to believe it, whether it's true or not. You know, I always enjoy hearing someone say, "Why, you don't seem like you're 80," you know? And I think, okay, maybe I'm aging gracefully or something, and I only seem like 79 or there, you know? Anyway.
Well, it's okay to kick and scream and dig in your heels a little, as long as it doesn't involve super skinny jeans on a 60-year-old body.
Oh, please, please, please. I can't stand those super skinny jeans on anybody. It makes them look like they got peg legs, just, you know, because let's face it, most men's legs are not really great.
Okay, my inner fashion gay is going to come out for a second.
Okay.
There are different types of skinny jeans. There are some skinny jeans that are horrible looking, and then there are some skinny jeans that fit different types of, like, different body types. For example, when I went and met my husband, I wore these white kind of, they weren't tight fitting, but they were, I would say, form fitting skinny jeans. So they didn't make me look like I was, you know, gelatinous everywhere, but they did, you know, accent the things that needed accenting. Mm-hmm. Sorry, random segue. Just had to throw that in there.
No. Well, you know, I think I must have seen all the bad jeans, you know, because
most of them out there are bad.
Oh God, they're terrible. I mean, they're like those, what do you call those, spandex things that people wear. Usually big people wear those. Oh God. But you know, I don't know. The whole thing with growing old, how do I dress? I dress the way I feel, you know. If I'm in t-shirt and shorts, okay, I'm feeling it that day. But if I'm in Levi's, which I'm mostly in, that's the way I feel. I haven't had to dress up in a suit now for years, and it feels so good after being in a suit for decades, you know?
Well, he goes on to say, our community is hilariously obsessed with physicality, which I agree.
Yes.
Too often only chiseled abs and chins need apply. And I think this is really funny because I notice this all the time when I'm flipping through like gay magazines and stuff. A cold chill passes over me every time I see those sculpted couples in a print ad for gay cruises.
Yes.
Oh my God, don't even get me started.
Oh no, start.
I just get so irritated with that singular image that everyone is always exposed to. And I think that's why a lot of young gay men, and I don't know if this has happened in your guys' generations or not, but in my generation, there is a lot of gay men that have a lot of body image issues. Because when we see gay people in popular media, guess what body type we always see? Guess what image we always see? This sculpted, Adonis-like individual that, I mean, it's like a very unrealistic image of what we should look like. So it drives me crazy.
Well, it's like that this look that has lately been coming around, the hirsute look of the face. All of these beards and mustaches, we're beginning to look like a nation of Muslims, you know?
I will pretend I didn't hear that. Ace.
Oh, that's right. You have you have the hirsute face.
I do.
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing it. What is it? Does it think they're so butch or something?
Actually, which I think there are some gay people that do that, but honestly, I did it to look older because without facial hair, I look like I'm only 2 years older than my students, which is problematic because they don't take me seriously.
Yeah.
So by having facial hair, they seem more intimidated by my
I would agree
raw manly power.
I would agree with you on that because you got one of those faces. I bet you get carded all the time, you know?
I mean, I still get carded even with facial hair, but
Yeah, okay.
without facial hair, I really get carded.
Yeah, well, you'd walk up and who's the little 12-year-old boy? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Basically.
I just have facial hair because I'm lazy. I don't want to shave. I don't. Once a week I'll take the Norelco and trim it back. But for years I had to shave working in food service, and I get whiteheads and breakout. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that crap anymore. So
yeah, you reached that age. Yes, you have. The age when you're over the hill and just getting tired of some of the things that you've had to do for the first stint up the hill.
Oh, I'm long since past that age. I'm just yeah. I went to Disneyland yesterday, and I was oh my God, I got tired after about 2 hours. I was like, oh, I'm so old. Anyway,
you're about an hour and 55 minutes ahead of me.
Right, exactly. Okay, so here's let me go on because I think this is a really funny op-ed piece that he did. It's also crazy because I know we're better than the form reflected by light off our skin, but I also know that very few people, including myself, don't judge. Our first impression of others is their appearance, and as hard as I try, I still evaluate. We all do this, straight or gay, but I think gay people do it more and do it longer. I totally agree with that.
I do too. Yeah. Who's the author? Who's the writer of this piece?
It's off of advocate.com, and his name is Kurt Neese is his name.
Kurt Neese, good writer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great op-ed piece, but I completely agree with this. I mean, the gay, for some reason, and maybe it's just because we're gay, so that's the point of view that we have, but gay guys are just so focused on the physical.
Yeah, I know. You're not at my generation yet. I mean, the other day I was with this young 20-year-old, and I said, hey, you want to go home and have some fun? And he says, with who? I said, with me. I said, oh, I'm too old for you, huh? Yeah, I was too old for him. Well, actually, that didn't happen, but I think about it every once in a while. That's why old men don't usually propose dating with someone, because older men are terribly afraid of getting turned down time after time after time because, oh my God, the wrinkles and everything,
I'm just tired of dating in general because it's mentally draining. Cats, my friends.
Yeah.
They're so much better.
Well, I would assume that this isn't just like a senior citizens or middle-aged man thing. This has got to be going on. And I mean, it was going on in when I was in my 20s.
So it was for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got to be happening.
Maybe even more so. I think it might even have been more so in my day when I was back at coming out of the closet. Since it was such a new thing, and people were coming out one right after the other, all of a sudden. All of these hunks, and I do mean hunks, were coming out, and it was really exploited. And of course, then in the parades and such, naturally you got to show your ass a little bit, and all of the muscles and everything. And I think it was much more back then than it is now. Even the worship of the Adonis. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm sure it's still swinging pretty heavily out into this day and age. I mean, wouldn't you say so, Donny? Or
yeah, it's still a major thing, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and this is the reason why I think this. And then, if I may segue into my ass chat for this show, and this is really strange because this came up. It's off of, I believe. Who is this? New Now Next. This is off of the New Now Next website, and it popped up on my Facebook feed, and it talks about a group. It's a meetup group in D.C. That proves racism is alive and well in the gay community.
Sure is.
And this particular group, it's called Gay Guys Parties, and it's off of Meetup, gay/guys/parties. And I will be honest with you, I tried to go to the website and click on the Meetup version of this, and they say no group of this exists. But this is something that came out like, I don't know, I think this article came out on the 18th, so they may have taken it down. But this is a group that is in Washington, D.C., and what they say is its organizers, who are named Derek, Jake, and Connor, invite guys to join them for a monthly party, but only if they're, quote, young, fit, masculine, white men / straight identified, gay, and bisexual. And in case you're confused by white, we mean non-Hispanic, non-Latino white men. Age range is 21 to 35, with rare exceptions to the age. And they don't want you to mistake them for racist because a black guy runs the group. He's not self-hating. He likes himself. He just likes white guys.
What the actual fuck?
Right? You know what I'm thinking? Is this for real? And that's why, I try to do my homework when I'm pulling this stuff off the internet. But it's strange. I mean, and they say that, and this is in their little blurb on the site, we have the freedom and right to associate with whomever we want. The organizer almost exclusively associates with white guys. And sorry, the organizer is not self-hating. He likes himself. He likes white guys, too.
Well, it's nice to know that the KKK still exists, even in the community.
Now, again, I don't know if this is, for real, but how fucking stupid is this?
Well, there have been groups like that over the decades, believe it or not. And this one probably still is real.
Mm-hmm.
But how ridiculously, I mean...
I know this is 2016. This is 2016. I know how ridiculous it sounds.
Well, I mean, does this kind of shit exist within the younger generation?
Yeah, it does. Every time I'm on a dating website, which I try to limit it nowadays because it's annoying, but I always see gay men who are always like, I want someone straight acting. I want someone who is young. So I would prefer white race, things like that. It happens far more prevalently than I'd like to admit. And usually I get myself in trouble because I end up sending them really bitchy messages being like, you do know that your profile says this, right? Question mark.
Well, isn't that, that sounds pretty normal for me to believe that, because we all have our types that we like. And I like men with certain type of hands, but what am I going to do? Put a picture of a hand in and saying this is what I want, Well,
it's all in the wording. I think a lot of them will word it in a way where they'll say, "I want someone straight acting. I don't want any femmes. If I wanted to date a woman, I would date a woman."
Okay, well,
and see, comments like that are really uncalled for, I think.
Well, Donny and Ace, try this on for size. The blurb goes on to say, we are looking for more white guys who are fraternity guys and young professional men who want to meet similar types of guys by attending our parties with other young, fit, masculine white men. The group is all about camaraderie and having fun times together as, and I'm putting this in quotes, bromos. This is a great way to meet and become friends with other young, cool, masculine white guys in the same boat. This is it. We are looking for recent grads from D.C. area campuses including GW, Georgetown, AU, GMU, UVA, Virginia Tech, University of Maryland, and of course, Catholic U. Catholic white boys are the best. We are also looking for white military men, U.S. Marines, Army, Navy, and Air Force, Coast Guard, Naval Academy, firemen, and policemen are certainly welcome. Oh my God.
Well, they're elitist snobs, I will say that.
I mean,
what the fuck?
I know, right? I mean, this totally chaps my... You know, in my opinion, is like, you know, coming from the point of view of the married guy who, you know, I've got my husband. I'm happy. My career is rolling and all that. I don't need to impress anybody. I'm like, what the fuck makes you think I'm going to go to your stupid party, even if I'm qualified?
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't like that. That sounds like some of the old-time Beverly Hills parties that I would have to attend. And, oh, God, they are the most boring things because they're all like snobs, you know? Ugh.
Well, I would much rather, you know, have my own little tea parties than go to a bro party. Like, that just sounds like a huge waste of time.
Just give your little kitten a glass of milk, you know?
Well, they have cat wine now. I'll just give my cat a glass of wine, too.
Okay.
I mean, I you know, Donny, if that's something that you're having to put up with, then you are way too good for dealing with fuckwads like this. And again,
this is why I don't deal with it. I just tell them off.
You know, and the comments are like, well, you know, this happens a lot on Grindr and I guess on Scruff and all of the dating apps. It's like they're super racist on there. Again, I don't have Grindr or...
It's a very useless piece of technology. Honestly, like, the reason why I get messages from anybody like this is because they see that I have facial hair, and then they assume that I am, like, super masculine because I got facial hair. And then when they meet me, they're all like, oh my God, like, where did this creature come from? Like, what flower bed does this sprout from? Like, oh my God.
He's a pansy. Oh my goodness.
I am a damned iris.
Well, I mean, and then I mean, if you're looking for somebody who's like a boyfriend or husband or somebody to be in a relationship with, you realize that sort of like masculine shine starts to wear off and you become a real person. Time will take the shine off of everybody. You
quickly learn to not be an asshat.
Well, yeah.
The one nice thing, Sean, is that all of those muscular studs from way back when are now in my age group, and I have seen a few of them. It's amazing what time does to muscles on a muscle man. Oh, they have the biggest hanging boobs that you could imagine.
As far as I'm concerned, you know, all those guys can go home and kiss mirrors.
Yeah.
It's probably what they do.
They can't kiss my mirror.
And keep in mind, even though we are talking smack on these bromo dudes who are like super disrespectful, like there are people out there who do have this type of body who are in fact awesome people and nice people. I just figured out I would point that out to our listeners too, because there are really good people out there like that, but there are a select group of people out there who use their body image to invalidate other people and treat them disrespectfully.
It makes me think of what the women have had to put up with over the decades.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, men put up with it too, but nobody talks about it.
They don't like my mind. They only like me for my body. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think you just made a really good, valid point, Donny, which is that men do put up with this, but it's primarily gay men, I would think, because you know, we're not only attracted to each other, we're also in competition with each other.
Oh yeah,
I think that's a good point, Sean. Yeah.
Well, before we go any further with our ass chat,
Okay.
let us do some advertisements because we need to take a break and to purge ourselves of this toxic masculine ass hattery. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's give a big thank you to our sponsors. First off, we'd like to thank an awesome company run by our brilliant engineer, Miraculous Mike Means, and his delightfully lovely wife, our girl Juanita, for great stage and theatrical design and jewelry design, and also audio and video editing. And please visit their website at www.eclectic-resources.net. Next, and equally as fabulous, let's thank our friends at Diversity Rules Magazine, a LGBTQ-focused online magazine that can be found at diversityrulesmagazine.com, and they are now available as an app on the smartphone, on our smartphones. Wow, I cannot speak tonight. And the mantra for Diversity Rules Magazine is celebrating the diversity of our humanity. And we are thrilled to now be featured on Next Big Thing Radio, a terrific podcasting website featuring funny and informative shows from our fellow podcasters, and you can visit their site at nextbigthingradio.net. Also, they have an app for the smartphone. And if you'd like to learn more about our delightfully legendary Ace Lundon, you can visit his blog, Scattered Thoughts from a Scrambled Brain, where he waxes funny and philosophic thoughts on a wide range of topics, and you can find that at acelundon.wordpress.com. Of course, if you like watching YouTube videos, you're more than welcome to watch my own YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/Donny Winter. I do a whole slew of videos. Instead of going into detail about it, I will just let you go there and watch it and find out for yourself and be surprised. If you want to learn more about our lovely Sean Chandler, you can visit his writer's website at www.seanwchandler.com or follow him on Twitter at SeanAtTheFlash. And of course, we have our own website, Lundon-Calling.com, where we post our shows and you can view our various updates. And also we have our Facebook page, Lundon Bridge, Facebook.com/Lundon Bridge. So feel free to go like our Facebook page. All right, back to ass trapping.
Okay, thank you, Donny. Thank you. Hey, are you guys planning on going to the World's Fair down in Rio, or what is it down there?
The World's Fair?
What's coming up?
What's happening where?
In Rio de Janeiro. Oh, that's right. It's Summer Olympics. Well, to me, that's a World's Fair. Okay. Are you planning on going?
No.
Anything sports related is usually the last thing that I ever think about, so probably not.
But it's the Summer Olympics. You can see all of those bathing suit beauties and such, you know.
Oh,
yes.
All of those Adonis guys.
Yes.
I've got a busy summer plan, so I'm doing my play twice this summer, so no.
Yeah, no, I tell everyone do not go. Simply because of that damn virus, the Zika virus. I do not think it is safe to go down to Brazil, where they definitely have the problem with the virus down there. And I don't know that we should go down there. Of course, if you do go and you get bit by that damn mosquito, it's that you chose to go and you chose to get bit, whether you like to admit it or not. So we can't feel sorry for you if you come back with the Zika virus. You know, we make our choices. So I would choose not to go. That's just the way the mop flops with me.
Well, we have been forewarned.
Yes, we certainly have. You listen to your mama.
All right, Ace, put the purse down.
That was quite a segue.
So I have an ass chat for a change.
All right, cool.
So oh my God, where to even begin? I need to calm myself for a second. Okay, so I was perusing YouTube videos the other day and I came across this transgender individual, an activist in the transgender community named Milo Stewart, who made a YouTube video about how allies of transgender individuals can better help transgender people. And when I was watching this video, I was like, oh, this is going to be very informative. I'm looking forward to it. And it starts out on a positive note, and then it segues into a quote like this. Milo says, all cisgender people are transphobic, just as all men hold misogynistic views, and all white people are racist. So I decided to do a video response to this because if a person's going to be an activist for a marginalized group or group in general, like, I think it's very important to not lump your audience into this gigantic umbrella of disrespect like this. Assuming that everyone who is cisgender is transphobic, to me, seemed like a huge stretch. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I would probably want to view the video because I think that some people who are major activists, I mean, we're glad for activists. We need activists in our world, but sometimes I get a little bit of a vibe of crazy and extreme. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I necessarily, without seeing, is this female to male, transgender individual?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. I don't want to it feels like I'm judging people who are trans activists. But I think that sometimes when people, I'm really digging myself into a corner.
No, I know what you mean. Like, sometimes people who are really passionate about something end up completely kind of invalidating what they're trying to do, you know?
Yeah, it feels like a personality type. Like they feel like they could just say and do whatever they want, and there really is no tempering of the opinion or the judgment or the evaluation, because to them that would be not going far enough.
Speaking of transgender, what's that Jenner? What's her first name now?
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn. I was thinking of Caitlyn Jenner the other day. She is a rabid Republican. Did you know that? Well, she was when she was the other Jenner, too. Yeah. And I thought, boy, there is the vice presidential pick for Donald Trump. Oh, my God, what a race that would be. Donald Trump and Caitlyn Jenner running for president and vice president of the United States. That should screw up the entire political system, if nothing else ever would.
Well, it would be great because it would sink his chances.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and I almost want to say, and this is going to really get me into a bad place, combining what we were just talking about with bringing up Caitlyn Jenner, it's like, I think people had expectations for Caitlyn Jenner to be that severe. Yeah. And she's not. If anything, she's going in the other direction. But yeah, I think that what you just read to me about that particular person you were talking about before said, I think I would be a little put off by the lumping in of the straight men, and I forgot the other demographic category that you described.
White people. All men and white people.
Oh, my God.
And all cisgender people.
Well, that's like, that's probably, 85% of the population?
Yeah.
I mean, that is very assumptive.
Mm-hmm. Well, and see, the thing is, like, I understand the need to listen to voices and to not overpower the voices of those who are marginalized. But as an activist, it's also, this is my own philosophy, though, keep in mind, it's also our job to listen as much as we expect people to listen to us, okay? And in kind of conveying this type of very marginalizing rhetoric, people like that just contribute to that marginalization. Like, you cannot overcome marginalization by spewing the same thing.
Yeah,
or by painting it in a different way.
Exactly. And also, how seriously are you going to take a person who gets that extreme with their opinions and just sort of blankets 85% of the population under some sort of a theory of racism or what have you? You're going to write that person off. You're going to say that person is extreme. They're crazy. They're something's off with them, and I'm going to stop listening. So,
well, sometimes, Sean, people just use those negative terms, like the N word. I have a friend who uses the N word. Drives me crazy because every time he does it, I say, "Is that a white or a black one?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "You know what I mean." He said, "Oh, okay." Well, people use words. They're just habitual. Especially with his age, it would be habitual, So you have to think of that, too. Think of where it's coming from when they do that.
Yeah.
That's kind of a pass, in my opinion, and not necessarily a free and fair one either.
Well, if they're Donny's age and they are that way, then you have to say, okay, folks, let's see what the parents look like and talk like, etc. Because they've gotten this from their parents,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, regardless, this type of behavior is learned in some fashion. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean just from parents, but it could be...
But it starts with the parents. I don't care what anyone says. Ha, ha, ha.
Well, I mean, it does, in a way.
Yeah. If my parents had any prejudice against another skin color, I never learned it. Although my mother had never seen a black person until she was 42 years old, she never thought of them as being, less than another human being. So that made me feel good. And Dad was just too much worldly to even worry about prejudice. Everybody was alike to him. So that's what I grew up with. And now, I don't think I have a racially prejudiced bone in my body. It took me a while to get over the Japanese, though. I will say that after World War II. I caught myself one time saying, "Those dirty Japs," and I'm saying, "Oh, where did that come from?" And I had to remember, okay, that's what they were called during the war. And I had to get that out of my system,
I'm not sure that's something that behavior I would espouse. I don't think that just because of the fact that I would need to get something out of my system, it would be okay to say it.
Well, it came out of my mouth like like me and Donald Trump, we don't use a script,
Well,
so you never know what's going to come out of the mouth.
Well, we all have a responsibility to manage what comes out of our mouth.
Yeah, but those dirty chaps, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God, what did I say?
Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm not sure anybody else would really be able to get away with that.
Most people do think before they speak. I don't.
Well,
I at least give you props for being surprised and a bit remorseful for saying that.
It shocked me because it's been so long since the war. It shocked me that it was still there. We have things in our unconscious and subconscious mind that are there, and once in a while they pop up, and we say, "Where did that come from? Holy mackerel!"
Yeah. Okay.
sort of like masturbation. Anyway. Where did that pop up from? Oh, God.
Oh, it pops up at least 2 or 3 times a show.
No pun intended, of course.
What's a pun, Daddy?
Hey, can I steer things away into this show's No Passe for Effort? Because I think it deals with somebody that we all really like.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure I might not? Are you sure I might like them?
I'm pretty positive that you do and you will.
Okay, that's safe then.
Okay, all right. Now this show's No Pass A for Effort is about Dolly Parton. Do you like Dolly Parton, Ace?
Oh, she's the lady with the big bosoms, yeah. Mm-hmm. I like her.
Yes, she is. And Donny, I assume you know who she is, right?
I do, yes.
Okay. Well, you know how there's, North Carolina is going through its bathroom bill crisis right now, which we talked about at length in our last show.
Yeah.
Okay, and then a lot of musicians have been canceling their concerts, like Pearl Jam.
Sure have. Yeah, a lot of them.
Bruce Springsteen, Ringo Starr, Nick Jonas, Demi Lovato, and some people like Cyndi Lauper, Joel McHale, are actually going through with their performances and donating all of the money that they make, all the proceeds, to LGBT groups. So, Dolly Parton actually is kicking off her tour, her latest tour in Greensboro, North Carolina, and she says that she will not be canceling the kickoff of her tour, her 2016 tour in Greensboro, North Carolina, because she doesn't, quote, like to get caught up in controversial issues, unquote. And she says, quote, I have no plans to cancel the show. And another quote is, I believe that everybody ought to be treated with respect, but I feel we will serve better from the stage. I don't like to get caught up in controversial issues. I will address whatever I need to from the stage. Now,
I can understand her, yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you guys think that does she get an A for effort in the way she's handling this, or do we not give her a pass because she's not taking a stand?
Hey, we give her a pass because she doesn't have to take a stand. That is a choice that people make, and you don't have to choose to take a stand. Those that do, okay, great. Those that don't, okay, great. You didn't, so you have made your choice, and you have to live with that choice.
And besides, she made it sound like that she would prefer to focus on saying what she needs to say from the stage. So it's not to say that she won't speak out against this. She just isn't going to cancel her show because of it. And I'm honestly, I don't think I would give her an A for effort or a no pass, because like Ace was saying, it's her choice. Not every celebrity has to be an activist.
Okay. I'm going to give her an A for effort. I am. And this is an A for effort with a caveat, because I'm giving it to her because she says, like you said, Donny, that it feels like she intends to make a comment or two on stage about how she's against the politics that are going on here. Also, I think Dolly Parton has been a major proponent for the gay community and gay rights.
Yes, she has.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys ever saw, but there was Dolly Parton owns an amusement park in Tennessee called Dollywood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there is this like a documentary about this gay guy who is all about Dolly Parton and his journey to get to Dollywood and to meet him or to meet her, and she just couldn't be any nicer. And and I mean, good God, how many drag queens do Dolly Parton, for Christ's sake?
As many as can possibly do it.
Wow, I had no idea that they would do that. I'm kidding.
Dolly is just a personal favorite of drag queens, I think.
Oh yeah, and I think that she's even done that thing where she's actually gone up and participated in a Dolly Parton drag queen contest.
Yes, I think I remember that. Yes,
and like nobody knew that it was actually Dolly Parton.
Yeah, I love her. Yeah, so A for effort for sure.
Yeah, I give her an A for effort too, and I have faith based upon her history that she's going to make a statement, and she's going to do it her way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's so fucking talented too.
She is.
Yeah, she's amazing, and she was in a movie with my cousin, so I gotta give her props out there as well.
Okay, what would you guys like to do in your next life? I've thought about that this last week. What I would like to do in my next life, but I want to hear from you first.
I would like to be as fabulous as I am in this life, if not more.
Doing what?
I would love to be a botanist.
Okay. How about you, Sean?
Are you talking about like the next phase of this life? Or...
No, I'm talking about your next life. Let's say that reincarnation is a real thing. Okay.
Okay.
And go on to your next life. What would you like to do?
I definitely know that I thought about this. I would like to be gay for sure. I don't want to be straight in my next life if I have a choice.
Yeah, me.
I would love to be able to sing.
Really?
Yes, I can't sing for shit, even though I write musicals and stuff. And I can read music, I can play an instrument, but I thought it would always be a really cool life and journey to be a singer.
Mm-hmm.
And here I've been a singer, and I can't read music. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that about you. That's good.
What about you?
I would definitely want to be an archaeologist working in South Africa to learn more and more and more about the genesis of the human, because we're going back centuries and centuries and centuries. And so I would like to contribute to that exploitation for more knowledge and work in that field. If I were younger, I would probably do it now, but I'm not younger, so I'm not going to go down to South Africa and start digging in the sand.
Well, are you talking about like being, I don't know, that's just weird because what you're doing is you're projecting yourself into the future and talking about wanting to be someone who is digging up and looking at the past.
Yeah, I want to know where we really come from. You see, my beliefs are quite different from most people, as you well know, Sean. And I'd like to know when the first. Well, they already have found what they call the original Eve. 6,000 years old. And wouldn't you know it was a black woman? So we all stem from the black race. Ha ha ha. Sorry, folks. Anyway. I'd like to know more, because they have found some interesting things that are going back even further now. And the more they go, we've been around a long time on this planet.
Okay.
The human.
I'm being really literal here, but it feels like if you were, God forbid, to die within 5 years, then you'd be reborn immediately, and then it would take you probably about 30 years to grow up and become an archaeologist.
I know.
And then basically you'd be digging for yourself.
Yes, that's the way it's fucked up, yes.
So just enjoy today for what it is, because that's all you're going to find is the present.
We all go through the first 30 years of our life trying to find out who in the hell we are,
Yeah, you could do that, but I could tell you what you're going to find right now myself, just talking to you.
Oh, dear. Are we getting down to the end of another show?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
1 minute left, okay. Folks, thank you for listening to us crazy old gay gabbies. And we love you. Thank you. And thank you for telling your friends, because we don't know if anybody listens, This is the crazy part of this. We sometimes feel like we're talking to ourselves. Anyway, there is so much good in the worst of us. and so much bad in the best of us. It is definitely hard to tell which of us ought to reform the rest of us. And if you're worried about your spiritual life, love God and do what you please, St. Augustine said. You don't need any Bibles or books of guidance to tell you what to do, folks. If you really do love your Creator, God, your Creator, you'll know what to do. Okay? So continue to tell folks about the show. That's what you should be doing. As your semi-creator, I tell you that. Well, folks, it is definitely time to say goodnight to Sean. Good night, Sean. Good night, Donny. And good night, Spider-Man.